Alright, hello fans. I know it's been a while, but been doing a slightly little less metal detecting and keeping the treasures hidden, keeping to myself and not posting the results online. But here's the results of my bike upgrades. Here's a few of my bikes. I've got a 1997 Cannondale M900. It's a pretty nice bike. Bumpy as hell on unless you're on an absolute smooth road. I mean, this thing is just, it feels every little piece of gravel. But it's a real nice bike, 24 speed. It's all aluminum, great bike. Got it for a great deal. And then over here we got my Diamondback Catch 1. As you can see, pretty nice bike too. It's got hydraulic brakes. This is just like a car or a motorcycle. As you can see, it's pretty sweet. And it's got some nice cranks too. Aluminum cranks, all aluminum bike, just like the other Cannondale. Fox 34 forks, 27.5-inch rims, 2.8-inch Maxxis, what is it, Minion? Yeah, Minions. I got downhill front on the front and rears, so they are the exact same. 160 millimeter rotors. This is a 2x10. I'm going to show you here. It's got 2 gears in the front, and then it's got 10 gears in the back. SRAM GX shifters. And we've got 1-up pedals. The most awesome pedal I've ever felt in my life. I mean, I can't find an uncomfortable foot position. It feels like your foot's literally flat on the floor, no matter what you do. Great bike. It's like, I believe a 2015 or 2016. They don't do the 2x anymore. They shifted everything now to 1x. So if you, and they got, I think, 12 in the back. So you can't get the 2x's anymore. And I kind of miss that. But at the same time, when you step up to my next bike, these Diamondback Catch ones are about $2,500 to click that in the box. And it's pretty much exactly stock the way it comes out of the box, and changed nothing except the tires. And you don't get pedals, so I bought those. I had a different set of pedals in there, but I didn't like them that much. And over here you come to a Santa Cruz V10CC, a 2018 with SR Suntour Rux 38 forks, and it's got Renthal Fat Boy carbon bars on it, and Hope brakes, Hope floating rotors, and 4 cylinders in the back there, as you can see. Some brakes. Absolute beautiful bike, great condition. There's the stuff on the info on the frame. Make sure you can see it. It says model number V10CC. There's a C version and a CC version, and it's a little hard to see, but I'll show them to you. You can look at this right over here. You'll see what's called a pair of shut the fuck ups, and I I have no more chain slap sound. And I have a pair of those also on my Diamondback Catch, and it's amazing. All you hear is two thumps of two tires. You don't hear no chain smacking anything. It's just amazing. This is a totally custom bike. To buy this bike stock is like $8,900, but this is a totally custom build. It's got E13 LG1 rims and Torch Industry 9 hubs. It's blacked out spokes, and then little tabbies right there are chromed out. So the only part that you can see chrome is the little spots there. And it's a pretty nice bike. It's definitely badass. Got 2.5-inch tires on it. I already got another set of Maxxis 2.8s for it. So you can go back here and you can kind of see the difference. Here's the 2.5 on the Santa Cruz, and then there's the 2.8 on the Diamondback. And here you can even see, I'll show you, there's those pair of shut the fuck ups on my Diamondback Catch 1. You can see you got to get it just right to where you get it just perfectly right. It almost by like not even like a millimeter, it almost touches the bottom, and then when you shift all the way up to the top, whether you're in the high gear in the front and you're in the high gear in the back, it just barely touches, if it just touches at all. So it does exactly what it's supposed to do, but you just gotta, it takes a little time to calibrate it to just get it in the exact right spot and the exact right height of what you need. So make sure you do it on the very bottom and then the very, very top of both gears if you have a 2x system in the front where you have gears. If you only have a 1x system, then obviously all you got to check is the low and the high spot, and then you nail it in where you need to be. And most of them have it a little too far back in the frame back here. You got to pull it up a little bit, and then some of the guys have it, just a little too far forward or too far back. You got to find the right spot to where it doesn't touch when you're on the top, on the high or low gear. So once you get it all perfect and dialed in, it's amazing. When I felt those pedals, those 1-up pedals, I ordered a set for this. So, I mean, it is the awesomest pedal I've ever felt. But yeah, this is the Santa Cruz V10CC 2018. Carbon bars, carbon frame, carbon 6C cranks, 1-up pedals, Hope brakes, Industry 9 Torch hubs. I mean, it's just, Fox Factory, shock. It's got SR Suntour, Rux 38 forks, 200mm travel, hollow crown. I mean, it's all hollow up in there. It's Crane Creek. Got your air. You got your high speed and low speed rebound. You also got another rebound control on the bottom of the fork right over here. It's got the Eagle XO1 shifter, 7-speed downhill setup, just like you see. Race face. Pretty much everything else. I was maybe thinking of upgrading the shock and then have a little button there to just firm it up and make it a little easier. Just hit a button and then boom, it's firm instead of having to have an Allen wrench. But other than that, it's a badass bike. These are 203mm rotors versus 160mm rotors. You can see the difference in size of rotors. They're still 27.5 rims. This is a 27.5 medium frame. I didn't mention that, by the way. You probably saw that when I showed the thing, but it is definitely a badass bike. Hope Tech, what is it? Brakes. And handlebars, menthol. You can see it's just a beautiful bike. It's in awesome condition. You can see the carbon just looks beautiful and awesome condition. There's no scratches, no dents, no dings. Rims are awesome. It's a great bike. Just put a new chain on. But it's a really nice bike. I definitely love it. It's as you can see there, it's another Hope seat bracket there. But yeah, it's a custom build, so these can kind of get expensive sometimes. These are in the $10,000 range for this kind of bike. A little more of that actually. But yeah, over 200 millimeters of travel on the SR Suntour, 215 millimeters of travel on the rear shock there. And like I said, I mean, it's just a beefy, nice, big, heavy-duty bike. You can tell there's Santa Cruz medium frame, 27.5-inch tires. But it's a sweet bike. I love all of them. I ride all of them. They're sweet bikes. If anyone doesn't ride, you should get out there and start riding. And like I said, my bike collection. Just wanted to show them off a little bit. And pretty sweet. So, but yeah, these are tubeless tires. They're set up tubeless. They don't have tubes in them like this bike has inner tubes in them. These are set up tubeless like your car or motorcycle. So these are set up completely tubeless. And then same with the Santa Cruz. That's set up also tubeless. These are tubeless tires. And it has a mud guard right here installed on it, but I took it off. It was like 66 grams. That's over 2 ounces of weight. I mean, it's not much, but every little gram at times helps when you're out screwing around. So yeah, definitely a weird ass bike, man. It feels like you're on the clouds when you're hitting anything on this thing jumping. And you can see here it's got quick release on the hubs. It has it on the front and the rear. So you just unhook that and spin the whole thing out, and the whole giant pin comes out. And then on this one over here, you can see it's a little different. Once you screw the pin in this way with an Allen wrench, then you lock this down so this can't unscrew. So once it's locked in, it's not as easy to change the other one, but it ain't coming out. And then this is the same way. This locks in and doesn't have a quick release. But it's definitely pretty sweet. Anybody who has the means to get one and is lucky enough to find one, I suggest you try it. But this is the most stiffest bike I've ever ridden in my life. I mean, it's just so solid when you ride it. It's just so amazing. You can't believe how amazing it is compared to any other bike I've ever ridden. And the Seagull XL1 shifter, how it shifts perfectly, vertical instead of, kind of going on a horizontal or the slant, just totally just changes how it performs versus an older bike style like these two right here, where they kind of slant and go on an angle with the gear set, or the cassette, I should say. But yeah, these old style ones, when you hit bumps and stuff and you're shifting, and that thing can flex and bounce down, it shifts to other gears as you're pedaling, and you can hit other gears and it pops back to the gear that it's supposed to be on because of the flex. But this thing, how it shifts horizontally just into the gears, and then that swing arm swings out, you can't understand it until you've been riding and jumping and seeing how it doesn't shift gears like that on you. And this sounds amazing. And then here's what the Diamondback Catch 1 sounds like. And then obviously you can hear, the Cannondale doesn't sound like, you mostly hear the chain. It's so quiet when you're riding. It's just amazing. You're not pedaling that thing, and it's just barely, there's almost no clicking sound. And you go from a little more noisy, and then all of a sudden when you go riding on this thing, it sounds like a massive chainsaw is going on. Everybody's like, geez, listen to that thing. But yeah, that's the size of just even the cranks itself. I mean, look at the size of that crank coming out of that frame, going through. And then look at the size of this crank coming out, going through. I mean, it's just like, geez, look at the size of everything. It's just so big and beefy. You're just ready to see a big motor in there somewhere. These are just basically big motorcycles built without a motor. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my bike collection. I enjoyed showing it to you. Sorry I haven't been uploading much, but health hasn't been doing too good, and I'm just trying to keep myself going. So everybody stay good out there and keep hunting or riding or doing something. Just keep moving forward.